It's the playoffs for the Drew League. Only 4 teams remain. And what NBA star got denied the opportunity to play in the playoffs? Up next on Drew League Weekly.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, welcome. We're in the building.
Yes, we are.
With Josh back in the building.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, we're down. It's been a lot of twosomes going on around here.
Well, it's summer. That's the thing.
It takes two.
You know, when it's summertime, people go on vacations. They have things to do, so it's kind of tough to
they
have
go
full
home,
attendance. Yeah.
They visit people.
Yeah, exactly.
They lay out on the beach.
You're from LA, so you don't really have to fly back east like I do or D'Angelo does.
Yeah.
Shout out to D'Angelo, who's back home right now. So.
I am Jill Munroe. Welcome to Drew League Weekly. If you want to follow me on social media and see what I do when I'm not here, or just talk sports, you can hit me up at Stiletto Jill. To my left, joining me, the man, the myth, Carmel Thunder are here.
Yes, Carmel Thunder. That is the nickname given to me here at AfterBuzz. I'm Josh Rodriguez. You can follow me on Twitter, on Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_.
Ow.
Yeah, I'm back.
You are back in the building. So, the playoffs.
Yes.
10 weeks.
Lit.
Hardcore going at it.
Yes.
The pros came down. Like the last 3 weeks of the Drew League,
yeah.
I can't even begin to count how many pros have come through the building. We've talked about it, shown out. We got a peep show of the Houston Rockets
Which
backcourt.
is crazy.
Right?
We literally had the Houston Rockets play a Drew League game.
Right, there's like 4 Rockets. So you look, you can see the highlights right there this week from the playoffs. 4 teams remain. We're gonna let you. Ooh, do you see that?
Woo!
Oh my God! Look
It's lit.
at it. You know the the playoffs. Let me slow down. We're held at LA Southwest College. That's also where the crossover event was held last week with the Drew League versus the Seattle Pro-Am, which the Drew League came out victorious.
Of course they did.
You know, Baron Davis played, Marcus Williams. I can't remember who else to think. Darrell Wright, a couple of the other, Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
So the normal guys, the guys that we have been talking about week in, week out, and naturally, that is who we are going to see featured in the final 4 teams next weekend. Yes. So let's just talk about really quickly who the 4 victorious teams are. I'm stuttering over my words with excitement. So the 4 games that we had this weekend were Birdie's Revenge, which we know are undefeated, versus BB4L, which was last season's champions and were undefeated last season. So it was on the line. Birdie's Revenge came out on top. It was Houdini's versus Footprint. Houdini's came out on top.
Yep.
City Blazers versus Hometown Favorites. Hometown favorites came out on top, and LA Unified versus MHP. So we saw JaVale McGee in the year he got his ring go down in the playoffs in the first round.
I'm sure he's not that mad about it.
I'm sure he's not mad either. And as a matter of fact, this was the matchup that Paul George was in the building because he thought he was just going to step in. Paul George also was on a yacht in Croatia a couple of weeks ago.
Just like you.
Just like me. Shout out. He took the same route. I was like, I went there. But he thought that he could not play in the regular season of the Drew League and just show up at the playoffs and play. And the commissioner was like, yeah, I know that you're kind of the man right now. You might be a Lakers next year and you're a hometown favorite. Oh, look at that. But that's not who he's playing for. But no. So check out the video that Paul George made saluting the Drew League, but throwing a little shade because
let's see,
he wasn't the one
chosen. Shout out to the Rams. You know what, though? I agree with it.
I do too.
You know, and honestly, even someone with James Harden, like, he played, what, 1 or 2 regular season games?
He did.
You got to play at least half of the season for me. I understand that they're NBA players and NBA superstars and you want to draw a crowd, but it's not fair to the people who are, like, in college or who don't even, this is their NBA, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, James Harden shows up and he's demanding playing time, and then it changes the scope.
Whole team
and listen,
rotation.
I get it. You can't say no to Dream. You can't. I mean, they said no to Paul George.
Well, they said no to Paul
but,
George.
Like, I do get it. You have to please the people coming to the gym. You have to give the people what they want. So I get it, but I just tend to think of the people who were on, like, hometown favorites, right? And you got some playing time, maybe with 6 minutes off the bench. Now Harden, like, so, well, Harden's on LA Unified, but you get what I'm saying. Now Harden comes, you're not getting playing time, and I don't know. And maybe your team was better than LA Unified. Now they are at the arguably third best player in the world, and
He just walks in the gym and is like, scoot over, little
It's like
man.
seeding doesn't even matter. Like the regular season doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? So
Shout out to integrity. That can happen in the pro-ams.
yeah,
Big
and then
things
Chris
going
Paul,
on.
you know what I mean? It's like I get it. Don't get me. I get it, but that's just the necessary evil that has to take place if you're gonna have pros play in your league. So at the end of the day, I'm all for it.
You're all for it. So this weekend coming up, let's talk the matchups. The field is Birdie's Revenge versus Houdini's Problems. Birdie's Revenge 14-0, Houdini's Problems 13-1.
Right.
And the next set of games, Hometown Favorites versus LA Unified. So that's all the friends going together. I think we interviewed like half the teams there on the show. So those are the two matchups for this weekend. Any favorites? Anybody you think?
I mean, LA Unified. As long as James Harden is on the court, I feel like they're going to be the best team, regardless of what happened in the regular season. Birdie's Revenge was undefeated, but freaking James Harden.
James Harden. You can't
You know what I
argue
mean?
with that, right?
And Marvin Bagley, right?
Yeah.
Come on. Marvin Bagley's legit, by the way.
I'm waiting to see what happens with
He's
him next
good.
year. I mean, I guess he's going to go
He
back to high
is
school, but
good. He is really, really good.
you heard it here
Yes,
first.
and D'Angelo interviewed him.
Right.
Right?
And we'll get that interview next week. We keep saying that, and we're having some
Tune in next
technical
week.
difficulties, but, you know, we're going to get that in.
Who do you like?
You know, I haven't seen Birdie's Revenge play.
Right.
I didn't see them play this season, but you have to respect a 14-0 record.
Yeah.
You have to give that some love. And then on the other side of that, I'm like you, LA Unified, they've been champions before. They seem to have this thing down. They get the rhythm, and then you inject James Harden, who, you know, might have been the MVP had Russell not averaged a triple-double this year. So I think it's going to be interesting this weekend, Southwest College.
Do we have a list of the pros that are going to play next weekend? Because I know it changes.
There is not.
Okay.
But pretty much the guys that you have seen, like for LA Unified, maybe, I don't know, I just don't think that Trevor Ariza's played this season because he was getting ready for his wedding.
Yeah.
But, you know, Bobby, I think
Bobby Brown's playing.
Scott Cutley, those type of guys that have been there religiously on their
Right.
team and then play overseas and elsewhere.
Yeah, it's just hard to see a team made up of, I wouldn't say amateurs, but, you know, college, former NBA players beating James Harden when he has Bobby Brown, too. Like, he's no joke. That man could shoot his ass off. So that team is
Won
good.
championships
They
in
were
China.
good, and they were
Yeah.
good before James even came. So I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be very difficult for a team to beat James Harden. I mean, he dropped 45, probably with his eyes closed last weekend.
Like, hello there.
I'm going out on a limb and saying LA Unified is gonna take this thing.
Is going to come on top. So
Yeah.
we will see. We got that coming up soon.
Yes.
Next week. Now, we're going to get into a little NBA news because the NBA has been the endless summer.
Yes.
We like that.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
So exciting.
So, first up, what seven-time champion ex-NBA star was brawling at a 3-on-3 tournament over the weekend?
Let's see it.
Let's see. Let's check it out. It's Robert Horry, by the way.
Robert Horry, man.
So
There he is.
you see the highlight there, and you see the guy came at him first. Horry's child was playing, and you see him swing. Robert Horry is what, like 6'9"?
His child. See,
250?
I heard about this, but I didn't see it. This is my first time seeing it. You said his child was playing?
Somewhere in the tournament, that's why he was there, or something like that.
Who
I
came
don't
at him?
know.
What?
I'm not sure. We're not sure why, what happened. There were words exchanged, and whoever the individual was came at Horry first, and he defended himself.
TMZ is so dramatic.
With the slow down.
So
They want you to see
dramatic.
all the action because it goes quick. So they
Yeah.
need you to see Horry in his large frame that he swung back and
You know, I don't remember Robert Horry being that hot-tempered, so maybe it was like a legit,
beef.
a legit beef, or someone literally said something or did something that ticked him off. I mean, we are human. Not that I'm defending his actions, but I want to know what happened.
I mean, it looks like he was defending himself. So, you know, you can't really.
I don't know. I don't know if you should
So
throw down in
hard.
front of your kid, though.
Yeah, I don't know if his kid was in the vicinity when this happened.
Yeah.
But, you know, you never know what happened.
Did
Fans can
Horry-
be aggressive.
No, they can be, but did Horry release a statement or anything saying?
Not as of yet. You know, I'm sure something's coming. But right now,
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Fighting in front of kids like that, I think that would traumatize you if I ever saw my dad get into a fight.
You would be traumatized?
don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Especially if your dad doesn't like Kevin Hart has like that about his uncle losing a fight. Like you never look at the same.
Then
Like
what do
if
you
I
do?
saw
What do
my
you
dad
say?
get into a fight and then he lost, I'd be like, oh, crap. I don't know if I can look at my dad the same ever again.
Yeah, so probably just best to avoid that so that in case any embarrassment or, get arrested because of fighting in public, assault, battery, any of those things.
I don't know. I think at the end of the day, no matter what that guy said to Robert or what he did to Robert, I think he has to keep his cool in that situation. There's kids around. There's kids. What do you think? What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Depends on what he said and like if when he came at him, did he lunge? Did he really feel threatened? I don't know.
Do you think he lunged based on that video?
You can't really tell, but it did look like he was walking over to Robert and
Popping off at the mouth.
you don't know what somebody's walking up to you to do. They could have a little penknife in their hand. I don't know.
Jesus
The Wild
Christ.
Wild West. I watch a lot of TV. Watch a lot of TV. Used to watch Oz. They make up these little shapes in jail. I don't know.
Cool.
So paranoid, paranoia. So, of course, we have to talk about the Cavs drama. Dun, dun, dun.
I love LeBron, but I'm so sick of this. Go ahead.
So, more subtweets. Cavs GM ex-GM Dave Griffin was on ESPN yesterday saying that Kyrie is being brave by what he was doing and that he went privately to ownership, which stressing that he went privately kind of makes it feel like that it might have been LeBron's side that leaked it. I don't know. There are other teams involved, but just the subtweets and so forth continue. We know what happened last week at the wedding. You were out. Then LeBron posted his workout videos. Did you see his workout videos to Meek Mill?
Yeah, and then they were making fun. Steph was making fun of him, and
Yeah, but so LeBron posted another one after all of this happened, after the videos came out from the thing with "I Will Never Lose." So we're gonna check that out there. Intense LeBron.
I will never lose LeBron. Seriously.
I mean, the words are kind of intense. He said when, the people are hating, that's when they lose. Ooh, profanity. And LeBron forgot to spray his Beijing. And, his little thing. So I think that's a message, right? Subtly.
You know what? I love LeBron, and this is probably the biggest stab I'll ever take at LeBron. You can't post "I will never lose" when your record in the finals is what it is right now.
Aww.
I know, and I love LeBron, and I defend his finals record all the time, but you have to be self-aware of what your finals record is and the fact that you just lost the championship series.
And then
You lost, LeBron.
he dropped another, which is another lyric, "Never let another ride your wave." That's a Drake song. That's something that Drake said.
Yeah.
But was he talking about Kyrie? I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, and this is not, another shot at LeBron. And this is history, people. If anyone's watched AfterBuzz Sports, you would know that I defend LeBron every chance I get. LeBron reminds me of a high school female sometimes, like with this drama and his reaction to things. Like, let it go, man. What's with these subtweets?
The passive aggressiveness.
Yes.
Here's why I think.
That's not a grown man thing to do. It's not at all.
But LeBron
I'm
is
sorry.
daddy. That's part of the thing that he's.
I don't know. I don't like it. That's the thing I don't like about LeBron. I think he's very dramatic. I think he likes drama. It's weird. I feel like he feeds off the drama. He needs
I think he does. It's like he has a chip on his shoulder, and it motivates him to do better and push himself harder.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
you got to think he's been so much better than everyone else around him for so long. You have to play some type of mental games with yourself
Jordan
at
did it.
times
Yeah, Jordan
to
did
get yourself up. I also think he takes little things as slights because. He's all about the AAU teamwork mentality. And with guys that might be more singular minded or maybe more sniper like Kyrie, Kobe-esque,
Right.
it might not program correctly to him. I don't think that Kyrie is necessarily Kobe-esque, but I think that he's Kobe-esque. Do you know what I'm saying? And just not wanting to be under someone's shadow.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. But he's definitely subtweeting Kyrie there.
Maybe.
He's taking shots. Come on, LeBron. Be the bigger man.
So the thing is, the Cavs GM, Dave Griffin, ex-GM, I'm sorry, was back on ESPN today saying that this stuff doesn't play in the locker room and they don't feed into it. And I'm like, that's BS. They absolutely know the stuff that's tweeting. Their friends bring it to them. Their girlfriends and wives bring it to them. People on the streets bring it to them. Random people in their comments do. And it has an effect. And that's why they do it.
Right. I agree. I actually agree with you on that. I mean, when you have your teammate requesting a trade, you kind of feel betrayed. And then now you got him subtweeting. They better trade Kyrie, because if they don't trade Kyrie right now, that chemistry on the court is going to be disgusting. But I am with you. Yes, I mean they definitely do pay attention to it. It's human nature. We're human. Right. I mean they're just like us. They're just way better at basketball. That's the only difference. But they react just like we would react.
Last slight for LeBron last week. You heard about Jordan once again asked who's better, Kobe or LeBron, and Jordan said Kobe. He has more rings.
False.
What are your thoughts?
I think that's extremely false. I just don't agree with it. I think that's a dumb way of saying who's a better basketball player. It's a really dumb way.
I mean, here's the thing. LeBron, obviously, talent-wise, is phenomenal. He's a physical specimen.
The only thing Kobe's better than LeBron at is a mid-range jumper or off-the-dribble jump. That's the only thing he has on LeBron. That's the only thing.
I feel like, but because Jordan often slights LeBron, and I've wondered why it is, because he used to kind of do it to Kobe because
he
he was
feels
mad.
threatened, and Kobe's not a threat anymore. LeBron's the threat. So now he can welcome Kobe with open arms.
That's
and
what
plus,
it
he's
is?
probably a little flattered by Kobe because Kobe clearly imitated Jordan, and he didn't live up to what Jordan was.
But
not
LeBron
that anybody
clearly
can.
did too. Number 23.
Yeah, but not in the way he plays. He's more of like Magic. Everyone says that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think Jordan realizes that Kobe is not up to his level, so now he doesn't have to really feel like Kobe's a threat anymore. But I think LeBron is a legit threat to MJ's legacy.
I mean, he is.
As the GOAT. I think, honestly, if LeBron and Jordan aren't 1 and 2, not in that order, it could be Jordan,
A
LeBron.
and B, yeah.
Then I don't take your basketball opinion seriously.
1A, 1B.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, Kobe's up there, though, for a lot of reasons. I also think that Jordan does not quite respect LeBron's mental, the way that he approaches things.
I agree.
The things, the stuff like you said, like the high school girl stuff, the subtweeting and things like that. That stuff, Kobe's not going to do that. Jordan wouldn't do that. And not that LeBron's not direct, but...
I think there's this myth that people think you have to be an assassin or someone who wants to take the last shot. Like, I think that's what people like about Kobe, but they don't realize that Kobe literally has the worst percentage in NBA playoff history on game-tying shots, game-winning shots at the last second.
He's fearless, though.
But he's fearless. Yeah, I don't care if he's fearless.
He's fearless.
I don't care if he's fearless. If I hire you to be a hitman or an assassin and you are literally the worst assassin on the planet Earth, I'm not going to call you a great assassin. I'm not.
I'm counting.
I don't care. Shaq.
Counting.
Shaq.
Who wins rings alone?
But he was
MJ.
but Shaq.
Pippen.
Right. Was Pippen ever Finals MVP?
Pippen.
Was Pippen ever Finals MVP?
He was
Pippen
not,
ever the most
was
dominant
drinking
player in the
Jordan's
league?
juice.
Come on, yo. Kobe, I give Kobe all the credit in the world.
Kobe was the most dominant player in the league a couple of times.
When? Never.
2006. Are you
when the
kidding
Lakers
me?
were like 500? Are you kidding me?
He didn't have anybody
how
around
dominant
him.
are you when you're 500?
2000.
Come on.
That's when he scored 81, and then
Right.
he scored like 50 in the Garden
and
before
blew a
that.
3-1 lead to the Phoenix Suns. Come on, please. Or was that the year they didn't make the playoffs and went 38 and 44? Which year are you talking about? What dominant Kobe year are you talking about?
Basketball is a team
Give me a
sport.
break.
Let's remember, basketball is a team sport.
Yeah, tell
and
that to Kobe.
everybody needs.
Tell that to Kobe.
Kobe does recognize that.
Right.
That's why he wanted
Okay.
better players around him.
Please.
When the players that he felt stepped
Please.
up, he passed to Paul
Please.
Gasol. Did he not?
Kobe fans.
Did Meta World Peace hit the last basket in that game?
Kobe
Okay.
fans, never forget Kobe had a horrible Game 7 in 2010 NBA
He did.
Finals. And never forget that Kobe wanted out of Los Angeles. He wanted to be traded from the Lakers. It just didn't happen.
He did.
All right.
He
Boom.
did.
So stop with this loyalty nonsense.
Okay.
All right.
Can we talk about LeBron and the Dallas Finals? No.
Oh, it was terrible.
Can we talk about LeBron and the Spurs? Where
Wait,
Ray
wait,
Allen.
One,
This is one's where the Spurs won. Miami.
right. LeBron was the only player who showed up in that series.
Well, he was, but
Okay.
he was. However, what game was it? Was it game 4? Where was the game? The game before. Maybe I'm mixing the series up. Maybe it was the year before when Ray Allen hit the shot, because there was
They
the
won that
game
series.
before. They
Game
won
6,
that series. But
Ray Allen hit the shot in Game 6, and LeBron single-handedly brought the Heat back in the fourth quarter in that game. People conveniently forget that. He had like 16, 18 points in the fourth quarter of that game.
it might have been game
People
5. And
conveniently forget that.
he was. There was one game where he was like vacant though.
Who?
I have to go back and look because I'm gonna say the wrong thing and I don't.
Anything you say about LeBron in the Mavs series is justified, and he deserves it. Any other finals? No.
No,
He's been
that's it.
phenomenal in every single final, and maybe his rookie season because he was not his rookie season, his first finals.
His first finals because it was his first.
But outside of
finals.
that, come on. And you're going to penalize LeBron for making the finals with that team? Are you out of your mind?
I'm not penalizing LeBron for making the team, but we all know the East is an easier path. Like, let's just not go there.
All right, this has turned from Drew League to Kobe versus LeBron.
And we're not going to do that,
Yeah.
but we will revisit that perhaps during basketball season. So next up on our list of quick hits, Steph Curry thinks that the Warriors got better this offseason with some of the moves they made.
I mean, I like the draft pick. Jordan Bell's a very nice draft pick.
How much playing time is that draft pick
No,
actually
they
going to see?
got better for their future. If that makes any sense. And who else did they pick up? They picked
Which way
up,
down the low? I mean, Nick Young.
Nick Young.
Who else did they sign? Someone
who
else to
scoring?
shore up their bench.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to win the championship. Honestly, if they could have had the same exact team, they're going to win the championship.
You're just done. That's just what
They're
it is.
too good. They're the best team I've ever seen. They're the best team of all time.
Really?
They are the best team of all time.
96 Bulls, no question.
Would lose to this Warriors team in 5 or 6.
All right. All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The game evolves, people.
The game does evolve. It's vastly different. If you look at those old black and white clips, like...
Just watch an
don't even know
NBA
what game that
Hardwood
is.
Classic. Jordan had to go 7 against the 94 Knicks. I'm not... Well, the 90 whatever Knicks. 93, 92 Knicks. Come on. They didn't have any offense. Can you imagine an offensive team like the Warriors who against the Bulls? And everyone's like,
raining
oh,
it
well,
down.
yeah. They
Well,
could
the
hand check.
three-point wasn't... I mean, what did they take? Like maybe
And that's the
5
point. The game has
three-pointers?
evolved. It's almost not fair to the Bulls because they didn't take 3-pointers like that, but the game's evolved.
Well, we'll never know.
And-
I'm
and it
not
doesn't
going to
take-
lock them in to win the title next season. A lot of things can
they're
happen.
locked.
I'll wait until the season
Barring
starts.
injury, they're a lock.
Okay, we'll see. So Andrew Wiggins, max deal, but Timberwolves owner Glenn Taylor wants a meeting with him first to look him in his eyes to make sure that he is committed. How do you feel about that?
I think Andrew Wiggins needs to be traded. I think he doesn't fit that team. I think him and Jimmy Butler are going to clash. I think that's a very weird team. I don't like the Timberwolves this year, to be honest with you. I think they might make the playoffs, but I think there's going to be chemistry issues. Andrew Wiggins he's not good defensively. He doesn't do much on the offensive end besides score the basketball. He doesn't look for his teammates. He doesn't move the ball well. He just kind of scores, and that's it. He's very very athletic. So, I mean, if I'm the Timberwolves GM, I'm trying to trade him.
Well, the knock on him is that has a lot of tools, but doesn't seem passionate or engaged in the game. I guess that's what Glenn Taylor wants to speak with him about.
And it's a weird saying that about a guy who takes like 18, 20 shots a game, but it's true. Like, if he's not shooting the basketball, like, he's literally doing nothing else. He doesn't rebound the ball. He doesn't pass the ball well. He doesn't play. It's just him, like, yeah, he might drop 25, but, like, what kind of 25 is it?
I mean, where's someplace you could see him fitting in?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about that, to be honest with you, but I don't think I don't think him and Jimmy are going to get along well on the court. I think he and Carl...
Jimmy's going to overtake him?
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy's better. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just a weird team. Their pieces don't fit for me. And I think either Jimmy or Wiggins has to go. And since you just got Jimmy, you're not going to get rid of Jimmy. So yeah, get rid of Wiggins. And he's young and athletic, so you probably get some pieces back from him.
True indeed. And Jimmy's still fairly young, so you're not giving up too much in the way of a potential budding superstar, I guess.
Yeah.
We're going to... No Knicks news this week. How are you feeling?
Feeling better. I just did like 2 podcasts about the Knicks, so I'm kind of sick about talking about my Knicks.
You're kind of burnt out?
Yeah.
And lastly, so I don't know if you've seen this. You play video games, but not NBA Live. That's old school, right? 2K.
I used to.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
So NBA Live is still trying to keep itself relevant and revive itself.
They lost the war.
And this time, what they've done for the NBA Live 18 is added WNBA teams and players. We're going to check out a little clip of it.
They're trying to.
What do you think?
They lost the war.
You think it at least looks dope? Do you think guys are gonna will play in WNBA role, or do you think there's young girls that are gonna be out there yeah?
I mean, that's really the only audience you can get is the female basketball player. You know what I mean? Because the guys, and it might come across sexist. I'm not going to buy NBA Live to play with WNBA players. I'm just not. You know, it's.
You're not gonna play at all.
No, I mean, if I get NBA Live, I'm going to play for the NBA teams. I don't watch the WNBA like that. Maybe I might play just to see how it is, but I'm not going to play. If
you don't want to make Brittany Griner dunk.
No, I don't want to. I might play with Taurasi.
Legend.
Goat. Woman goat.
Yeah.
She is. And it's not a slight on women. It's just that the WNBA doesn't pique anyone's interest besides maybe young females. And, if that's the demographic they're going for, then more power to them. I hope that they're successful in that because I do think there should be a WNBA, and I hope that it is successful.
Do you think that it'll ever gain in popularity, or do you think that we are kind of at the golden era right now where we see more women with shoes and
the crazy thing is,
game?
I consider the golden era when it first started, when it was on NBC. I watched those games. I was a New York Liberty fan, Lobo, Teresa Weatherspoon. I loved that team. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of people were into the league with the Sparks, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper,
that came after the Summer of the Woman, the '96
Trisha
Olympics.
I remember them. To this day, I remember their names, and that was in '94, '95. So
96.
96, that's what I was.
96, 97. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
sorry.
when I started.
But you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, no.
To me, that was the golden age because there was some hype around it, and I think that they're more talented than ever. I mean, you have Candace Parker, you have
Shout out to the Sparks.
Deladon,
champions.
who I think is injured right now, but
Yeah, which her injury, it's unfortunate. Her injury came after she was kind of popping off about LeVar Ball
Right.
and Lonzo Ball and
She's
his
so
big
good.
baller brand shoes.
She's so good.
She was saying how, because he switched up his shoes and she was like, should have wore those Nikes.
Yeah.
Hope you don't get injured or
And then she
something.
gets injured.
For 3 weeks.
So I do think that the talent is there. It's just I don't know what's wrong with the WNBA. I can't put my finger on it. I just think that the men's game has evolved so much further than the women's game that it's
But even,
hard.
is it interesting? Because I think about that, and sorry to interrupt you, but I think about how shooting is such a component, like not above the rim right now in the NBA, where the three-point shot is the weapon of choice,
Right.
and how the floor is being spread. And shooting is something that the WNBA has been known for, and they're like, that's always when you hear NBA players reference and sort of talk about it, they talk about how well the women shoot and how they shoot them out the gym.
If you give me a WNBA All-Star and NBA All-Star, she can outshoot him. I mean, with the exception of Steph Curry, who's the best shooter I've ever seen. But like, a woman can outshoot a man. That's not the problem. It's the excitement of it all. You know, a woman's not going to dunk on you. There's not going to be any alley-oops. There's not going to be any like fancy anything to draw an average fan into it. Now, the game itself, I think it's better coached. I think the women's game is better coached. I think they have better fundamentals. I think there are a lot of things that women do better, but they're the more basic things and the less flashy things that your average viewer just doesn't care about.
It's not what they're there to see.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because I do want to see women's basketball thrive. I really do.
I mean, but then sometimes I question, like, what's wrong with it being a niche sport? Do you know what I mean? Not like that. Not that it's not prime time. Not that it's not important. But everything can't be the top of the line. I think tennis is a great sport. I love it. I'm tuned in for the matches, but tennis is not exactly the same draw as the NFL.
Right.
It's just what it is. You know?
Because basketball's not a niche sport, you know?
Sure.
So I don't know. I think there's a way to do. I don't know what they're doing wrong, and maybe it's just the product. Sometimes you just have to look at the product and just it's
20
unfortunate.
years though.
I know, but they came in so hot. From what I remember, like maybe
No,
I might be
you're not.
romanticizing it a little bit.
No,
but
it was impactful. Like
Yeah.
you cared about it.
I cared,
because it's like, wow, this is new. Wow, these players
Yes.
are good.
yeah,
And
and then I know people who had season tickets to the Liberty. Like I went to WNBA games with my male friends, like, and their father took us. Like,
Wow.
4 guys like went to a WNBA game.
That's
Like,
dedication.
what up? Go Liberty, and enjoyed it. You know what I mean? So
Look at that.
So that's why I don't totally buy the fact that men can't get into it, because I was into it. You know what I mean? Even though I was really, really, really young, I was still like, yeah, basketball. So I think there is a spot for it. I just don't know how to market it. And then I think if I did, I'd have a job with the WNBA.
I mean, yeah. So, anything else?
Now, I'm really looking forward to the Drew League Final Four. I do want to reiterate, though, that I think there should be a more stringent rule in place where they have to play maybe not 50% of the games, but at least like 33.3%, like a third.
It's hard, though. They have commitments. They have to go overseas
know.
and do their China tours and all that other stuff and make appearances and just rest. So,
Yeah, you can't expect NBA players to just
commit to for the free.
Yeah, but I mean, James Harden. I mean, how can you bet against James Harden? in the summer
We'll have
league?
to see if he's going to be there, though.
Imagine if he like chokes like he did against.
You blew it. You blew your Drew League
Oh my
championship
god!
fate.
Like he can't even like be clutching the Drew League. Can
Oh
you
my
imagine
God.
that? Can you imagine the media?
Because they're going to be there.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's going to be intense.
So are we going with LA Unified right now? Is that what we're
I
doing?
think that is we're the sleeper pick. And we're gonna move away from the 14-0 record of Birdie's Revenge, and we're kind of thinking LA Unified is gonna come out on top. Birdie's Revenge in the first game, and LA Unified in the second game.
And then they play each
They
other.
play
in the
each
finals.
other for the finals.
I'll be rooting for Birdie's Revenge in that case. To be honest with you, I want to see Harden go down. I want to see like a team that I know they have a couple pros, but a team that's just made up of like journeyman or college players. I want to see him win and
Take
beat
it
them.
out?
Yeah, like when we saw DeRozan play and he got smashed out and like Bagley killed it. I was like, that's awesome.
And he was
Let's-
so mad.
let's go.
That was when he got.
Well,
into
we weren't there when he threw the ball,
Okay.
but even the weekend following up, we were there. Like he got mad, they lost and everything. So
That's good to see. That means that there's passion about it.
yeah.
So we'll be back to let you know how it all went down with the Final Four in our final Drew League podcast. But AfterBuzz Sports has a lot of things coming up for you guys this fall, so get ready for that. And in the meantime, Josh, tell the people where they can find you.
All right, you can find me a lot of places. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Josh_Rodriguez_. You can follow my station on the Anchor app called the 10-Minute Drill. Download the Anchor app. Go to the sports section, favorite 10-minute drill. Also, AJ and Kelly and I have a fantasy football podcast on Fantrax Radio called The Flex. You can follow us on Twitter at FlexOnFantrax. If you want to donate money to me because I am broke, you can follow me on Venmo and donate money at Josh_Rodriguez_. I think that's it, Jill. We don't have all day.
I mean, you covered it everywhere. There are so many ways they can get in contact with you and, you know, touch you in various ways.
Right.
They can touch you about sports, they can get into the fantasy thing, and they can give you money. I like all that.
And I also talk politics if you really want to get into it, but a lot of people don't like doing
multifaceted.
that.
Yeah. So I'm Jill Munroe. You can follow me everywhere at Stiletto Jill. Check me out on AfterBuzz on the Ballers and Power After Show and at JacksonStilettoJill.com. We will see you next week for the Drew League Weekly. Thank you.
Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.